Welcome to Research and Development, where we work for a better tomorrow. Today I will be reviewing the Ironworks Smelter Blueprint, which is used here at Nebula Sanctum to create iron ingots. There's no time to waste, so let's get started.
Yes, let's get started, Pioneer.
Alright, let's get started by turning on R&D. And we'll head on down to the R&D floor and get our blueprint loaded. This is my Ironworks Smelter Blueprint. This smelter blueprint is industrial in design, but some character and depth is given to the face by staggering the smelters vertically and horizontally, and they're also encased further back into the concrete pillars. The backlit conveyors showcase the product being produced in each of the smelters. Each blueprint is designed to be on a 3x4 footprint, expanding to a 6x4 when two of the blueprints are assembled back to back to allow for completion of the central walkway. Behind the smelters, a catwalk allows access to the machines for their configuration. And underneath the catwalk, logistics provide material to the smelters and export the iron ingots that are being produced. Electrical connections are on this painted beam underneath the catwalk, hidden from view, and provide power to each of the smelters. The logistics are a manifold design, both input and output, and are pretty well hidden from view, although you could showcase them through some windows on the outside of your building. The wiring is hidden underneath the catwalk on wall outlets on this painted beam. It does clip through the beam through another wall outlet that provides power to each of the smelters, with one additional line towards the front of the build that gives power to the under walkway lighting. To make the ambient light underneath the walkway, wall-mounted light panels are angled downward and reflect onto the coated concrete floor. Those are some of the details of the smelter blueprint. Let's go outside and I'll show you how these are all hooked up together. Alright, so we're outside. I have a demo area set up right up here with a view of my smelter factory off here in the distance. So I have these smelter blueprints and I'm just going to plop a few of these down. I always get them close and lock them in place and then nudge them to where I want to be. Rotate the other one around and fly this all in. Number 2, 3, and 4. So once these blueprints are all in, there's a few things left to do. You need to hook up your logistics. And for the main lines, I use Mark IV conveyors. So to find where you need to hook these up, you need to find the split in the blueprints, and you can find that where this pole is at, painted beam is at. And we just hook up that side. And the other side. Since these are a manifold design blueprint, you need to connect the backside too together. Your choice on how you want to design this. This is just my style. And then also, you need to hook up your wiring. Same thing, find where the pole is at, the painted beam is at, connect your two wires together. Now here you have to connect one bank to the other. So I'm just going to run a line across through here. It'll clip for now, but we'll fix that later. And then connect these two together. Now you have a manifold power distribution system as well. We'll use my magic power pole to get everything hooked up. And power and logistics are now complete inside the blueprint. So let's give some material to this to actually start running. So I'm going to run in some material to the further outside conveyor line going in. That's where raw material comes in, and then iron ingots will come out from the inside one. We'll let that run for a moment, and we should see our iron ingots starting to come out. You can hear the smelters doing their thing. The lights are turning green. There's smoke coming out, and I see some iron ingots starting to flow. This one still is waiting. Here comes some material now. And we have an iron ingot being produced. With manifold systems, it takes a little while for everything to catch up. Once the first machine gets full of material, the next machine will, and so on and so forth. But this will run a full 480 belt, a Mark IV belt full of iron ore, and produce a full Mark IV belt of iron ingots. With it getting dark, we can look at the lighting. The inner walkway lighting comes in default as white, but if you have a light control panel, you can easily change the color. I already have this set to the color that I like, so I will cycle the power. And if we look back over at our underlighting, it's showing up as a blue underglow. After your smelters are running, there's a few things you can do to tidy up these blueprints. You see there's a painted beam right here, but over on this side there isn't one. This is so that when you tie these two together, you'll have one of these in the middle, but you'll have to finish it up on this side. So take a painted beam, you can run it straight down over here, and then the same thing here too, go to a diagonal and get this to attach together. And then you can go ahead and grab a beam connector and tie these in just like so. I like to do the angled one. You can choose how you want to have it. And you would have to do that on both sides to make that even. The other thing you can do to tidy this up is to put a walkway at the end. And that'll depend a lot on your design, but you can grab a full 1 meter foundation and run this off into 3 in that direction, and then 2 in that direction. And then you can paint these to match the carbon steel, and you have an end walkway now too. And you would do this on both sides. So the other thing to do is catwalks. There's no way to get up here right now except to jump up here by jetpack. So a couple of things you can do. You can do a straight catwalk out and then do a curved into the plant. And then also do a catwalk stairs down. Just 2 of them, and will connect right to the same floor. So that will give you access to this side, but this would crash into any walls or something you put on the outside of this. The other thing you can do is to put a corner first instead of that straight one, and then put your stairs down. And I personally like this one because it goes right up against this wall and gives you a access right to the top. You could also remake these all and bring them out halfway so that these stairs would be halfway in between your foundations. Just another option, lots of different options. So what you can also do is remove that last foundation that you put in for your end cap walkway, and you can put another set of stairs going down, and this would get you into your logistics floor, which is crashing into this coming out, but you could easily reconfigure all this. Let's see, we'll come around this beam, and then we'll go into our storage container, and this must be full, so we'll let this continue to flow. And then you have access to get down into like a basement level. And you could do some service down here or something like that, or just have another level of different types of views. So that's the front side of the catwalks. The back side, these catwalks will align to each other. So you could put a corner in right here, and then you could put a straight one going down. And I'm just going to go a little ways to about there. And then I will also do the same thing on this side. And these will connect right to each other. And then you have another elevated view of your factory. So to complete that, you could go ahead and also throw in a beam coming out. Let's come out a couple of meters and we'll run this about halfway, it looks like here. Since you can only run beams 40 meters. And then we'll connect this together and then add a couple of beam connectors here at the end. And you could also run this right out to the outside of the wall over here too, and not have this clip through this way. Whatever your choice is. So once you have this beam in here, now we can also take care of this power line. So we'll grab a wall outlet, we'll splice it in between, and then just attach it to this painted beam to give a more finished look for our power connection. So here's a little demo that shows how this can look without any of the outside walls, but just some different design considerations. So you'll see I ran the catwalk stairs right up against the wall this way, and then I ran another staircase down to get to a logistics level on both sides. And then all of my catwalks are connected together towards the back here as well, with the same wiring running underneath. And then a couple of different ways you can make this look on the outside walls is throwing in maybe a curved ceiling right here if you wanted to have a walkway to look at your logistics moving up and down, in and out. Or if you wanted to tie it directly off and have an outside wall right up against the conveyors to give a sneak peek of the movement of your material coming in and product coming out through here. You could do some windows in here too for this curved conveyor, this curved foundation wall setup. Maybe put a little triangular lip out here to give some watershed, just some different design aspects. There's lots of opportunity for this. Then the view from the catwalk too in the top, you could throw in some backlit panels, either on the bottom like this or maybe on the inside, so you can see some ambient light as you walk through and look at your smelters as they're producing your product. And you can also cordon off your walkway with handrails crashing right into the concrete pillars. Just a few different ideas of how this can tie together. And you can look at the front views versus the back views and be able to see how this all looks together. There it is. the details of how this design functions and how to connect it together, along with some examples of external design. You can find this blueprint on my drive at the link in the video description. I hope you enjoyed this demo. Please consider liking and subscribing for more Satisfactory content.
Thank you for investing into our internal closed economy. Your contributions provide aid to many good fix-it causes.